Feels kind of weird doing a daytime intro. I don't normally do these. Basically, my good mate Nick messaged me at the start of September asking me if I wanted to go on a spontaneous trip to New York to do some videography and photography. So I was like, look, I've got a full-time corporate job. You got to book your holidays far in advance. There's no way I can just like spontaneously go to a trip to New York with like 2 weeks notice. So anyway, we went to New York and it was sick. It was so much fun and I can't wait to share everything that we experienced with you guys. One thing we planned to do that I was really looking forward to was this helicopter ride over New York. You get to see Central Park, Central New York, as well as the Statue of Liberty. And in my mind, I was like, I really want to make sure that I get really cool zoomed in shots, and I wasn't sure if my Tamron 70-300 lens would be zoomed in enough. So in preparation for this helicopter ride, I bought myself this massive beast of a lens. This is the Tamron 70-300mm, which is a equivalent on a full frame of 105-450. So basically it zooms in really, really far. I'm very excited to share the shots that I got with this lens with you, and I'll also share the thoughts on this lens and my overall experience using it at the end of the video. So if you're curious, make sure you stick around for that. As usual, when I meet up with Nick, I forgot something. So we are currently just in this beautiful camera store called K&M here in New York. Because I forgot the little pin screwy thing that you need to attach a GoPro to your chest, which is obviously a big problem if I'm trying to film a POV. Anyway, we are here in New York today. I'm gonna walk around with this humongous lens. Look at this. This is the Tamron 70-300mm, and I thought it would be perfect for a place like New York because you can zoom in all the way, which just gives you a lot of flexibility for street photography, but also for those really straight, long roads that they tend to have in New York. I think the background compression will look really sick. Love the look of that old Asian man, so I'm gonna try and go pick him up. Oh yes, I love the way he's standing. Away from across the street. I think I got one. Yeah, I like the colours there. It's kind of nice. I really like these fire escape stairs. I just think there's something about them that looks kind of cool. Kind of wish there was someone actually walking down the steps though. Maybe later. Jesus. What can I snap here? Let's see. We're in New York Chinatown, just trying to get lunch. I'm just trying to find like subjects worth taking a picture of. What about that? What about that lady getting her lunch maybe? I like the harsh sunlight here, it's quite nice. Well, I want to take a picture of that lift going up. It looks kind of cool. Oh, the steam looks epic. I'm just trying to think how I actually take a picture of it with all the cars in the middle. Pizza time, let's go. It's so big, I don't even know how to like pick it up. Oh mate, oh that's good. This is New York Pizza Suprema. Nick and I have arrived at the Fly Nyon sort of base, and we're getting ready for our helicopter ride, and we're so gassed about it. We just finished watching the safety video. We can bring 2 camera bodies each, so I'm going to bring my GoPro and my actual camera with my telephoto lens. I chose the telephoto lens because obviously I want to be able to zoom in as much as possible while I'm in the air, and you can't really change lenses while you're up there, just in case like you drop one and it drops all the way down to the city. That wouldn't be very ideal. Now we're just kind of chilling until our name gets called. Right, so we're just by the lockers, putting our stuff away. They gave us a very good offer. Not really, but we couldn't really say no to it. But for an additional 90 quid / dollars, but it's the same at the moment because of terrible conversion rates. For 90 extra quid, we can double our flight time from 16 to 30 minutes and see significantly more of New York. So we thought about it and decided to go for it. So yeah, we're just getting ready, putting all our stuff in here and jumping onto the helicopter. Ready?
Ready to go. Camera, honest.
Looking sexy. just looking through the images, and there's a couple of bangers in there. I'm really happy with these, but there's so many unusable ones. Because basically I was sat in the helicopter and it was like so shaky like this.
Yeah.
And then I could barely see my screen. And then I just went on burst mode and just tried to like make sure it's focused. So half of these are in focus, half of them aren't. I tried to put my shutter speed up to compensate for the shake as well. But because I'm so zoomed in sometimes, the shake would even like prevent me from centering things. So it was just like zzz, like that. But yeah, I got a couple of good ones. Let's have a look. The One World Observatory. How much is that?
It's 38 bucks.
Note to self. Apparently, tripods are not allowed here.
1, 2, 3. How about wave to the camera? Wave. 1, 2, 3. A peace sign. 1, 2. Thumbs up.
We are now at the World Trade Center Observatory level. The views are absolutely stunning, and somehow we've completely lucked out and it's been entirely empty. Like there's been no queues whatsoever. I think it's just because of the time of year that we're coming. Unfortunately, our tripods got taken off us at security, so I'm going to improvise and use my phone and my lens cap to prop up my camera a little bit, like so. Put it on self timer. So we're trying to actually walk onto the bridge right now, but as you can see it's quite tall, so we need to follow it all the way to the end. In the meantime, kind of like this composition, so I'll quickly grab a shot here. There we go. I like how the bridge comes in diagonally at an angle to the vertical pillar. Kind of like the sign. Alright, let's head up the bridge. Oh yes, leading lines for days. Try to get a shot through the fence. I kind of like the look of these beams. Nice, lovely colours. Okay, let's have a look at this. It's like a old school Chinatown looking area. Let me see if I can snap someone just chilling. Trying to spot an interesting person. She looks kind of cool. Oh, I love the look of those two ladies. Just two Chinese aunties in New York. Oh, that's sick. I love that. What's up? Grab a quick shot there. Oh, I like this. Look, it's like split in half. One half is Chinatown, the other half is like New York.
Cool.
Yeah, a picture of Nick looking at the hot dog place.
Should we just get 2 hot dogs and then
Yeah.
swing us off? Can we get 2 hot dogs?
It looks really dramatic the way the clouds are like above the skyscraper. For this image I'm going to zoom all the way in because I just want to show the top of the building disappearing into the clouds. ISO down because it's daytime. Yeah, something like that. Made extremely simple image. Because I'm not used to this space, even like really random photos like a traffic light are kind of interesting for me to look at. Just because it's so different, like the bright yellow, you obviously don't see that in the UK. Okay, we are in an area called Williamsburg here in New York, and immediately off the bat you can see there's Hebrew on school buses. So this is because apparently there's really large like Hasidic Jewish communities here, which is very evident from the number of people walking around with the Orthodox Jewish outfit, and you know, a lot of shop fronts have Hebrew on them, which could lend itself to some cool street photography. Those hats really stand out. Nice, got some. Oh, he's got a really cool outfit on, but I'm not sure he's in focus. Damn. There we go. Look at this. Oh, I kind of like this spot. One sec. Just wait for someone to walk through. Would have been such a good shot, but the cars are in their way. Still, actually, that's kind of cool. I like it. Ooh, this is sick. I like this. Got these two silhouettes approaching in the distance, with a traffic light in the top right corner. Free food fridge. Let's see. Okay. Okay. I was expecting, wait, let me show the camera. I was expecting it to be like really booky, but actually this is fine.
Actually, there's free food.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. Let's grab a quick shot of this bus with the text in the background. Obviously not quite sure what it says, but I still think it's an interesting picture, mainly because the bus is so clearly American, like the very iconic yellow school bus, and then in the background you have the sign that is clearly not American. I like how there's that mural at the end through the gap between those two buildings. Zoom in all the way. Sweet. Nice. This is quite good for sniping like pictures of people crossing the street and stuff. I'm basically just on the lookout for like vibrant colors that would stand out with a backdrop of like the street and or a zebra crossing, which I think the delivery guy matches. Yeah, that's quite nice. Colourful umbrella spotted. Yeah, this is perfect. The Highline is such a good spot. Mate, that's wild. It's spinning so quickly. Do you think you can touch it?
I dare you.
Do it for the content.
Yeah.
Damn. Take a picture anyway, maybe. Seeing another cool bit of like street art, just on, I think that's a chimney. It's kind of composition. Nice. A quick zoomed in like texture shot. Really nice and smooth, glass everywhere. I kind of like these texture shots sometimes because it just removes all the context. You're just like, oh, that's like quite an interesting bit of architecture there. Same with this corner. Ooh, that's a sharp corner. I love that. Boom. I wonder what that room looks like from the inside. I don't know if I'd want to have such a sharp corner in my room, to be honest. But hey, it looks cool. Okay, this is what we were looking for. This is called the Vessel. And it's just like a really cool piece of architecture. We'll zoom in all the way. Usually you can get people like walking on it as well, but by the looks of it, they've closed it off. Let's get a couple more of this. And step to the side of it, so the corner in the Vessel aligns with the break in the two buildings, like that. Yeah, these are all about close-up and detail shots with the telephoto. I'm going to switch over to my other lens as well because I want to actually capture the whole thing. But yeah, this lens is particularly good for like detailed, very, very zoomed in shots. Just get a pic of that. Let me see if I can grab a picture of that. guy with the bins. I like his, no, he's leaving. Never mind. Oh, the car blocked it. But I think I managed to get the shot. So you get this action shot of the bin guy.
Yeah,
Actually, I like this.
That's cool.
That kind of worked out well. I love this telephoto lens, man. I can literally spot someone like so far away.
Snap.
Easily. My GoPro just died, but I got another cool shot of this like road crossing liaison. I'm not sure how to call those people. Stood in front of the American side, so I'll put that up on screen. Okay, very iconic spot here on top of the Tudor City Bridge in New York. I already took the classic shot with my Tamron 70. This lens is slightly too wide for it. I'm using the telephoto, however, for like that really compressed street shot. Okay, I'm gonna have to raise the ISO a bit because it's getting dark. But I love it when you zoom all the way in and all the lights just become super compressed. All the cars seem like even closer to each other than they normally are. It's not very satisfying because the cars aren't really forming clean lines. But I do like the colors and all the lights in this image. Look.
That's really cool. Yeah, I like that.
Mate, that's such carnage.
That's such carnage.
What is this? This is also the spot where twice a year, photographers come here to get that shot where it's basically this view, but twice a year the sun perfectly aligns into that gap in the distance. And it's called Manhattan Henge. And apparently it's a really, really popular photo to take. Unfortunately, we are not here during that time of year, but I think it's still a really cool location that's worth checking out. Ooh. Normally when I think about telephoto lenses for the Sony cameras, the first lens that always pops to mind is that white lens, the 70-200 f2.8 that loads of full-frame Sony hypebeasts tend to use. Don't get me wrong, it's an amazing lens, and the fact that it can zoom all the way to 200mm while still having an aperture of 2.8 means that you can zoom really far, but it also is letting in enough light that you can use it at night time, and it also gives you that really creamy, blurry background. Like I said, it's an amazing lens, yes, but it also costs $2,000, and I don't really want to spend $2,000 on the camera lens. So, as usual, I looked for APS-C camera equivalents of that lens because I shoot on the Sony a6500, which I'm very happy with. And I found the Tamron 70-300, and it is a lot cheaper than the full-frame equivalent, although it does come with a couple of caveats. So, in terms of this lens then, this was the best sort of like substitute that I could find to the Sony 70-200. It has a way bigger zoom range, like I said earlier, 105 to 450mm equivalent on the full frame, and it is significantly cheaper. Still not cheap, but a lot cheaper. I mainly got this because I wanted to make sure that, while we're up in the air in the helicopter, that I'm able to zoom all the way in and get the kind of shots that I wanted to. Another good thing about this lens is for street photography. If you want to take like those cool action shots of people crossing the street and stuff, you don't have to like get all the way up in their face with your camera, and you can just stay at a distance and still get some really cool shots. Especially for those daytime street photography shots, this has now become one of my new favorite lenses to use. You can just zoom so far and it's really fun. Like, if you look at the GoPro clips, sometimes I actually couldn't tell where the subject was when looking at the GoPro footage because of how far away they were. But then you look at the images and how big the subject is in the actual photo, and it shows you how powerful this kind of zoom range can be. I'd say the biggest caveat with this lens is its aperture. So it's f4.5 to 6.3, which means that it's a variable aperture lens. So the more you zoom in, the higher the minimum aperture becomes. So all the way zoomed in at 300mm, for example, you can't go below f6.3. Now what does that mean? That means not as much light is let into the actual camera sensor, meaning that this lens isn't very good for shots at night. Obviously, if you have a tripod, you can take a long exposure photo, happy days. But you're not going to be walking around at night getting like handheld street photography photos. That's probably not going to happen unless you crank up your ISO loads. So depending on the kind of photography that you do, if, for example, you like to run and gun, take street photography at night, this lens may not be for you. However, for my purposes and what I use it for example, exciting helicopter rides on holidays, or just general daytime landscape and/or street photography shots, it is perfect. So yeah, overall, super happy with this lens. I'm really happy with its performance and the photos that I got. I can't wait to test it out now that I'm back in London. I had an amazing time in New York, and I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did making it. And I'll see you in the next video.